present in the writings, the more people were likely to read it. So that was an important point too. So Josephus wrote the Antiquities around 93 or 94, and he wrote the Vita around that time too. And I think, let me see if I get my dates here right. Domitian was in the last stages and getting a little bit nasty by that time. Titus, I think, died in, jeepers, I don't want to make any mistakes here. 81, I think. I think he died in 79. He definitely dies or is assassinated in 96. This one definitely is assassinated in 68, I think. Claudius died either 54 or 56, I can't remember which, I think it's 56, assassinated. Caligula was assassinated in, I think, let me see, Tiberius died around 37 or so, and he died around, I think, 41 or 44. I forget, you can check the back of my James book. Augustus died around 14 or so.
14?
Yeah, something. I think so, somewhere there. So, no, I just said they weren't all assassinated. I told you they weren't all assassinated. Who said that?
Who was saying assassinated? Or like Claudius?
Yeah, some were assassinated, some weren't. I told you the ones who died naturally. Who did I say died naturally?
Titus. Tiberius.
Tiberius. Augustus. That's not all. Vespasian. So, all the ones I said, all these were, you know. Anyway, it's good to, a lot of them were assassinated, who were particularly unpopular, but also popular. Claudius was quite popular, I think. But Claudius had a lot of trouble with his women. He wasn't a very handsome or attractive person. And he got involved with some questionable wife types. I'm not even clear he liked being married, or if he did, he turned his head. And he was an intellectual, Claudius. He had hidden in the background. There's a great public television thing done on Claudius, which gives you tremendous insight into this period, called I, Claudius. Anyone ever seen that on public television? Before your time, when you would, I would, since in our time. It was a BBC, I think about 8-part docudrama, wasn't it? Wonderful, wonderful. Best thing I've ever seen on historical docudramas on television. If you ever go to the videos, rent store places, it's out there someplace, I, Claudius. It's worth picking up and looking at it. It really is. It's based on a book by Robert Graves, the English poet, but it's really good. Tremendous acting and gives you an insight in this period where it saw Claudius. It's a biography from Claudius's point of view that he purposely made himself invisible at the court, and they thought he was an idiot so that he could avoid these assassinations and poisonings that were going on in the wake of Augustus's reign. Augustus's wife Livia was a little bit power mad, and he, Augustus, didn't have any children by her. She was a later wife that he obviously became infatuated with, and she dominated him, and she was very power mad. So she eliminated all of the actual offspring of Augustus by previous wives, and through poisoning and things. And I think Claudius was one of those people who actually was a distant offspring of Augustus through a nephew or something like that. Popular nephew called Germanicus after some victories in Germany. Anyway, I, Claudius really does give you tremendous insight into this. And the thesis was that he made believe that he was crazy and he was stupid, that he was a simpleton, and that he was a cripple and everything. He was a cripple, but so that they wouldn't consider him emperor material and they wouldn't bother assassinating or poisoning. I think he was either the cousin or of Caligula.
Claudius?
Yeah, or could have been his brother for that. I'm not sure. Could have been his older brother, but anyway, Caligula came through much more, much sooner than Claudius, even though Claudius was older. But Caligula was quite mad. He was assassinated for sure. Now, Suetonius gives you the biographies of all these people. So it's really worth it. If you like ancient history, don't read about it. Go and read it. Just don't read second-hand, third-hand books. You know, it's like reading a Clinton speech or something. Don't read what Clinton says. Go and look at the events yourself, or Bush for that matter, whichever. I just happened to hear Clinton on, who's that guy on public television? Larry King, interviewing, throwing softballs at him. I mean, it was pathetic to hear his view of Middle Eastern history, and just, it was pseudo-intellectually informed, but only pseudo-intellectually informed, and sort of made you like, I'd rather some ignoramus like Bush, who doesn't pretend to know anything, rather than someone who pretends to know something, but actually doesn't know any more than the other guy. Okay, never mind. Go to the first-hand sources, really. I think that's always a good thing to do. Because Clinton likes to present himself as being Mr. Intellectual, Mr. Know-it-all, Mr. Know this, know that, and everything else. And yeah, he does know a lot, but it's sometimes very skewed and superficial, usually aggrandizing himself and egocentric. But in any event, going back to our period, it's good to go to the sources, and Suetonius is a good source. What other Roman historians cover this period? There are really only two. Tacitus, who wrote two books, one called the Annals, and I think the other's called the Histories. The Annals goes year by year. And all these people are writing more like around 100 AD. And then there is someone that's running a little later, Dio Cassius. He's usually called Dio.